Achievement. Motivation Academy. What wicked people do don't bother me. Whoa, you don't know righteousness. All right. Ready for revolute. Wicked people is gonna be executed. Now use no knife, no gun, now go shoot. Righteousness make wicked man speak the truth. Again, ready for revolute. Wicked people is gonna be executed. Now use no knife, no gun, now go shoot. Righteousness make wicked man speak the truth. Again, if there is equal rights and justice, I'm fighting for it. I will not surrender, neither will I quit. Even if them toss me down in the bottomless pit, I'm gonna find me a way to climb out of it. Cause I ain't gonna sit and let you treat me like use me, abuse me, push me in a toilet. That's why I write a song about it. Cause I just will not stand for it. Again, ready for revolute. Wicked people is gonna be executed. Now use no knife, no gun, now go shoot. Righteousness make wicked man speak the truth. Again, ready for revolute. Wicked people is gonna be executed. Now use no knife, no gun, now go shoot. Righteousness make wicked man speak the truth. Because the more you live, the more you learn. The harder you work is the more you earn. The more you earn, the more you keep. If you are strong, please help the weak. Unity we need to make the thing right. So we cannot get up every day, argue and fight. That will only prove to them that we can unite. And I'm not gonna give up the fight. That's why ready for revolute. Wicked people is gonna be executed. Now use no knife, no gun, now go shoot. Righteousness make wicked man speak the truth. Again, I'm ready for revolute. Wicked man get executed. Won't use no knife, no gun, me now go shoot. Righteousness, me say they gotta fade away. They gotta fade away. They gotta fade away. Won't live to see another day. Gotta fade away. Wicked man gotta fade away. We're not gonna live to see another day. Not gonna see another day. What the man say? Well, the rich get the richer every day. What the poor man say for every day and slave. Now start work until him get in a grave. Like a caveman with a cup in a cave. In a Babylon you're gonna be born and bred. Or forever you're gonna be a wicked man slave.
Irites in a them time, yeah. Now you'll find out how is the real revolutionary. Watch this, Irites. Tell them, blackout JA. Sweep over my soul. Chacha, please take control. Irites make the good time roll. Sweep over my soul. Chacha is in control. Irites make the good time roll. In love with the music, we never stray. Irites come on us a revolution day. The system of hard work, the DJ play. Sounds of redemption, don't get away. Biometric info, that's what you think of. I just wanna be fair. So they've trained them a Libyan, no one no answer. Everyone see my body, sweep over my soul. Chacha, please take control. Irites make the good time roll. Sweep over my soul. Chacha is in control. Irites make the good time roll. No one want to admit racism is alive and strong. My brothers died down at Sierra Leone with the blood diamond. And I come is the leader of those illiterate fools who don't understand. Love is the order of the day. The universe don't have a plan. Sweep over my soul. Chacha is in control. I realize make the good time roll. Sweep over my soul. Chacha is in control. I realize. Like this, living a piece out of any way you want. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Throw down your gun and your nuclear weapon. All of them things are not the solution. Everybody ever him now to be something. Like a fairy tale, them life have a happy ending. Live and let you will be safe and sound. I react, sweep over my soul. Chacha, please take control. I react, make the good time roll. Sweep over my soul. Chacha is in control. I react, make the good time roll. In love with the music, we never stray. I realize come on dance and let the ocean day. The system of hard work, the DJ play. Songs of redemption, don't get away. Biometric info, that's what you think of. I I just wanna be fair. So the children of Libya, no one no answer. Everyone say my God be sweep over my soul. Chacha please take control. I realize make the good time roll. Sweep over my soul. Chacha is in control. I realize make the good time roll. No one want to admit racism is alive and strong. My brothers died on a Sierra Leone with the blood I'm on. Donald Trump is the leader of those illiterate fools who don't understand. Love is the order of the day. The universe don't have a plan. Sweep over my soul. Chacha is in control. I realize make the good time roll. Sweep over my soul. Chacha is in control. I realize. Actions living a piece out of any way you want. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Throw down your gun and your nuclear weapon. All of them things are not the solution. Everybody ever him now to be something. Like a fairy tale of life have a happy ending. Live and love you will be safe and sound. I realize it slip over my soul.
To begin, Jenik, Motivation Academy. Your host, shine your brightest light is to be who you really are. Boom! Yeah. Today, we're going to talk about letting go of basics conditioning. This is what I had in mind. I'm like, we have to let go for sure. It's letting go and the process of I think in the process of raising your vibe, whatever, it's to let go. Let go of basics conditioning, especially the little conditioning that were like I've experimented the same. Like for me, the basics conditioning is just repressing the same button each and every day without ever, creating something new, Just create something that you're gonna be driven by. That because whether I told you whether you're 18 or 80, you need something to drive you forward in life to not end up depressed and be down and out with life. And this is a divine experience, so we want to experience it to the max. I want to experience it to the max. So to have a maximum experience with life, I have to let go of basics conditioning. That's for sure. Like I've started letting go of basics conditioning, but it's a process. It doesn't happen from one day to another that you let go of all the nonsense in your head. But gradually, I'll get there. Look, I'm consistent. I have the right ingredient for the recipe, but you got to make the recipe. It takes a little bit of time. Some recipe takes very short amount of time, where other recipes could take you longer to make, but the result will be what it is also. What you put in, the love you put in. When you do a recipe, when grandmother makes recipe or your mother, whatever, and it tastes very, very good, it's because there's lots of love in it. So if you put love into your creation, your dream, your goals, it's going to be something magnificent on the other side, for sure. And the love that you pour into this is very much, that's probably the closest feeling to love that I had in my life, of real, genuine love, is the love that I pour into what I do here, into everything I do. The real feeling of genuine love that I had, probably the closest I had so far, was really the love I put into what I do here, into my dream, into into the dream. To the dream, it doesn't belong to me. It's an idea I had, but I mean, it's a divine work. It's more than the motivation behind me showing up here is not monetary, first of all. Maybe if one day it comes my way, like we were talking with Rasmidis yesterday, he says, if it comes my way one day, for sure, now I'm conscious enough. That's why, you would have gave me a whole bunch of money when I was 20 years old. I would have lost my mind with it, I'm sure. Today, if it comes my way, I'm more conscious. I will be more responsible, and I would give back. I would make sure that it's not just to buy toys or stuff. Like, I would do something intelligent with it. But if it's not that, like, that's not my main motivation. My main motivation is really my main motivation is elevation of vibration. Main motivation, elevation of vibration. That's good. That's kind of lyrics for a song. I should start writing songs, and I should start singing too. But there's a difference between doing it and saying it. I should stop saying it and just do it. But for now, I'm into something else. Later, maybe we'll sing. Maybe. But for now, it's focus is more on 77 on my phone. 0707. And I was talking about that yesterday with Midas, the number 7. He's very interesting to hear Midas. I love to... like in anything that I do, I take what's good, and what's resonate with me, and I discard the rest. It's not a pressure thing. I'm not there to pressurize myself to get information. It's just first of all, it's the connection. It's the also the, like, he has something to teach me for sure, and we said it to each other. We're gonna do it more often. Maybe once a month we'll get together with Rasmidis and. Just reason to keep our mind sharp. Like I said, it's good to get together just to keep our mind sharp. And even people that listen to it on YouTube, like you coming here each and every day, it allows you also to keep them a sharp mind. Like I'm not responsible for it, but you are, because you have decided to take action to keep your mind sharp. But it's not because of me. I'm not... I don't want to gratify myself for saving anyone. It's not I'm trying to save my own salvation or something, if I can say. My own vibe. But it's not my own. But the vibe I get, yeah. Like, if there is something we should take ownership for, it's our vibes. Our vibes are our life, for sure. But, like, the notion of ownership is something we want to own people, want to own things, but take ownership for our life, that's part of letting go of basics conditioning, and that all the rest will happen very naturally. Once you let go of that basic conditioning, that same button that we repress each and every day, and you start to look at life with like a wider perspective, and see yourself also a bit bigger than you've seen yourself before. That's important, to see yourself, because no one will really see yourself the way you will see yourself. So, and in the progress of doing your thing also, it's important to have a good communication with yourself. Never tell yourself you're an idiot or stuff like that. That's basic conditionings. All this, the communication we have with ourselves, that's really basic condition, because that's where the change starts. It's with the way you communicate with yourself. So I make sure in a way that I have a good conversation with myself, because the warrior inside hears everything. So you want to make sure that you empower the person within you, which is probably like your higher self, and your basic letting go of basics conditioning will bring you also faster to feel the higher self. The higher self for me is just the one inside you or outside you, whatever, that knows that the person within you with the greater feeling, the greater perspective, the greater capability, all this, your big you is your higher self. But that is something you have to work on. You have to let go of basic stuff if you want to get to know eventually the big you inside you, because it's there. Everything is there. It's just we gotta dig. We gotta make sure that we are present. We are like not concerned too much by worries and stuff. It can come and hit you. It's life. Like, I'm not coming here and telling you a fairy tale. This is life, and we all have our little stuff happening with life, but there's also life also happening at the same time. During the time we worry, we do all this, we're stressed out, anxious, and all that. There's also life happening, and we're wasting the precious experience. So it's very important for me to focus on elevation, focus on positivity, all this, letting go of basics conditioning to be more positive also. Because the basics conditioning is very negative. They will keep you in a very negative state of mind. So making sure that you let go of this is going to bring you another kind of vibe also. You will feel very much different. I do anyway. I feel different with life. I feel more alive, feel more part of something, feel like you're doing your part. You're part of something bigger than yourself, and it brings you a sense of aliveness, a sense. Bonjour, Godefroy. Just open the chat. Brings you a feeling of aliveness that you never had before. That's why I think it's worth it to let go of those conditionings that put you on pause, also that keep you locked, keep you under hypnose. Like, it's like I was under hypnose today, I realized, because it's a kind of hypnose, because also there's I don't know, I've never, it's like today I feel brand new each and every day, but I don't know, I never had that feeling of brand new in my life. That's what I'm saying. But to wake up and give thanks for life, just that, each and every day, just that is very it's gonna help me letting go of basics conditioning, because the basics conditioning, I've never really give thanks for life, or had a dream, or had big mega goals, or no, because I never thought was like for me. Or and that's basics conditioning also, to feel insignificant, to feel like you don't belong, to feel like all that. The basics conditioning is a programming of Babylon, and it's a very it can destroy you. Basics conditioning will lead you to distractions. That's for sure, not to an elevation. And the elevation during the time you live is kind of necessary. That's the only time you can do it. I'm not gonna wait to the day I die to elevate. It's, you gotta create. Today I realize that I have to create it, and it's not the next day, or it's now. It's right now. It's happening now. Like, it's not, the change is happening now. The everything. So it's just not to ignore also the present moment and stop, because the basics conditioning gets us very anxious, worry, and stuff. So you will feel a lot lighter. Like I said to Midas yesterday, or yeah, I think it's Midas. I told him that, or PT. Anyway, PT, great hangout also, great stuff. But you're gonna feel lighter. You're gonna feel like life is not such a heavy load no more. The basic conditioning put a very heavy load on you, and sometimes you don't even know, and you just go along with the heavy load. But like, release the basics stuff that you've been conditioned, the program, and you're gonna feel like you can fly. I'm telling you, you're gonna become lighter, like almost you can spread your wings and fly. But repair the wings. Maybe the wings are broken, or some have the heart broken, the wings broken. There's a bit of stuff that needs to heal for sure. You need to heal in order to ascend, or to elevate, or to have another kind of feeling with life. Call it just another feeling with life, a higher feeling with life. Can leave it like that. Don't need to use a word like that puts people into shock. Like light and love, and just another feeling with life. Just another great, very powerful feeling with life. And it's a process. I have to do it each and every day. And each and every day that I go into this, or that I stretch outside my comfort zone, my little basics conditioning, it's one day closer to the goal that I have set to myself. And that been like a while, but I know I still have a long time to go. It can take a long time. It's a divine timing. I don't rush. I just keep letting go more each and every day. And each and every day, you realize also the stuff that you need to let go. I cannot tell you what you have to let go. You know what you have to let go. And the moment we're going to start letting go of those conditioning, it's much. Anyway, me, I'm starting to like the distraction is basics conditioning that I've let go. I have still few distraction, but the distraction that I have are maybe more empowering or creative and helping others than like I have distraction, but it's the music and stuff. But it's to build. Like if you can't build with them, don't chill with them. But if you can build, if you can build with them, you can chill. Like life is you that's where you should take it. What you do, you should really much love what you do. Like I love what I everything I do, I love it. I love music, I love speaking, I love life. Love life. Simple. It's simple. It's not very complicated. It's very simple. It's love for life. It's that's all I have is the joy, the happiness to be alive, and that I'm sharing and that I'm getting to more and more just by just by showing up, just by showing up and doing it and be present. You allow each and every day a little bit of the conditioning to die, and that's what's gonna happen at one point. You're just gonna have redone the blueprint, and that's pretty much what it is. Also, you redo the blueprint. Told you that often, and that's something that is woo said. PT said, "Wish less, do more." That's it. Wish less, do more. Like it's just about doing. We are a lot about talking, but I think it's doing it. And stop wishing and do it. Like don't prepare to live, just live. Most people tend to prepare extensively prepare to live. It's like you might waste your whole experience just preparing. Just do it. You want to do something, just do it. Don't care about and what people think of you or whatever is very relevant. It's what you think of yourself and how you think of yourself when you go to bed at night. Do you go to bed with satisfaction or with like a bit of feeling of depression and anxiety and stuff because you can't take really charge of your life and you don't have that feeling of aliveness, that feeling of presence, that feeling of presence. Like it's pretty much what it is for me. It's a feeling of presence, feeling of doing my part, and that gives me a like I go to bed at night, I sleep very well, because also the basics conditioning, not only it will program you and stuff like that, but it will also like the thinking part is not there. The conditioning will make you, the basic conditioning will make you do stuff, repeat stuff constantly, but also will not make you think too much. That's the other thing too. But yeah, what I had here, look, to shine your brightest light is to be who you really are. I had something on basics conditioning before. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Oh, that's beautiful. There are darkness in life and there are lights. And you are one of the lights of all the lights. The lights of all the lights. Yeah. Think about it. It's just also we must, in the process, it's a lot process of self-examination and looking at yourself, looking at the life you live, and are you really satisfied with the life you live? Look at it and start letting go of basic stuff, distraction. This is very basic. Distraction is very basic, and that can take your whole life, smash your whole life apart. Distraction can really, really destroy a vibe, and life is not meant. Life is for us, for sure. To come on, but some people have come to really adapt also the basic conditioning, like okay with it. If you're okay with something, you won't question it. But if you question something hard enough and persistent enough, you're gonna come to doubt it at one point. So question, that's what I say always, is the quality question we must have. We must have quality questions, and out of those quality questions, spirit questions, like PT calls them, great answers will come, and the conditioning will go. The program, the basic conditioning is the program. It's the program. So basically, it's letting go of the program. That's all it is. And it's day by day, and it's by letting go also of the stuff that program you. And we know what's programming us. We know what supports us in a way that we elevate, and what leads us to destruction. I know myself what I have to let go, and what keep destroying the vibe. No, negative people. Everything that's negative have to go. Like, I focus very much on the positive, and on the doing stuff that is makes me feel good. Makes me feel good, and makes me feel good with myself also, that I know I do what I said I had to do. Like, I don't avoid or postpone or stuff like that. I don't want to involve fear in the process and stuff, because this is all basics conditioning, the fear too. Like, it's a lot that has to go. When I say let go of basics, we're talking about the program here. So it's big. It's big, but it's doable with time. I think with enough timing, with enough focus, enough. If you condition yourself to greatness and not to mediocrity, because we're pretty much conditioned to mediocrity, and we're okay with that. We're okay picking up crumbs. Like, it's enough at one point. Like, the motivation should be higher than that for life. Like, we should be very, very motivated to go get what we want out there, because you can get anything if you really want it. If you really want it, you can get anything. You can have anything in this world. You can do magic. You can see the magic. You can feel the magic all around you if you're in tune with that magic state, with that vibrancy, with that aliveness and vibration of life. Like, if for you life is just another day, another dollar, and doesn't mean more than that, you're probably never going to let go of anything. You're probably just going to consume more of the nonsense, because that's what you love. That's what you've been conditioned to. But if you are stepping out and see a bit the big picture and start letting go, telling you, it's a whole different feeling. And I think it's a more genuine and natural feeling with life than anything I have experienced before. And again, it's just the program that start to die inside. The program really start to die, and the fear starts to go, and the nonsense. I stop focusing on nonsense and Babylon conspiracy stuff, and all this is much better, because then I have more also where to direct my energy. I have more an idea where I should put my energy, and not to stuff that, like, it's not gonna change the whatever. What is it gonna do that I research conspiracy to the rest of my days? What, it's gonna change the world? Like, it's just gonna give them more energy. So I'm done with this. I'm done with now. It's really focus, letting go of basics conditioning, and that's part of it. The seeking to want to know and all this is basic conditioning. Thinking you're gonna find truth outside of yourself in the world. Like, look, open your eyes and you have it in front of you. But I mean, you're gonna find what you experience. If you go with what other people keep experiencing, and other people conditioning, it's going to become your own also at one point. If you stay around negative people, you'll pick up that vibe fast. That's for sure. and you even start to talk like them at one point. That's why I avoid really negativity and negativity or people that are potentially that I don't feel too much. Like sometimes I doubt, so I just stay far, and that's it. That this way your vibe and your positivity also. It's not something I should worry about too much, because once you're positive, like I don't really care about the bad mind people. I'm too positive for even their vibration to come near, because the positive will be more powerful than the negative. You don't need too much positive to put away the negative. It's very the positivity, the good, and the all the divine stuff is more abundant here than the negative. Okay, you might think there's a lot of negativity in the world, looking the way it's going now, and all the madness, but most of it is staged. Most of the madness is stuff that is staged, and just to keep people in fear. So I don't buy it. If you go with what you see, you experience in real life, you're going to realize that there's a lot of positivity, lots of hope. The change is happening, all this. If you let go also of basic conditioning, making you think that you live in hell, basics conditioning will put you in hell. So letting go of basics conditioning will also bring you back to recreate the paradise in your head, and which is where you are. Like what there is other than the earth. What do you think you're gonna experience? The paradise somewhere after, or like, and then you're gonna miss the whole experience here, thinking that there's heaven or something. Like it's here right now. Everything is here and now. Maybe there's something after. Who knows? I don't know. Nobody really knows. Nobody really came back, and there's been experience, life after death or stuff like that. But even that, maybe. But I'm here and now. I'm here and now, alive, and that's what I have to nurture. That life, that dream, that vibration. So more and more each and every day, the conditioning go, the program, and one day I'll be able to really shine all the power that I have inside. The inspiration will come out, the flowing like lava, and that's it. It's gonna be hot like lava, and that's it. That's what I think. It's a great start to start elevating, to start raising your vibes. It's really to, and it's gonna be if you have never worked on something, on a dream or on goals or big goals, it's gonna take time. Like so, conditioning will program you also to instant gratification. So you let go of this, you're now becoming more patient also. You overstand a little bit more the laws of nature, the natural laws of nature, and you don't rush so much, and you see the divine thing operating, like you can feel it. It's like a whisper. Like it's hard to explain what I feel really, because it's stuff that I feel, and you have to feel it to know. Like even if I tell you, if you don't feel it, it's like the truth is something you feel. You feel the truth. You feel the truth within you, the true you, and then that's what's coming out. Like it's nothing fake here. You get me to the 100% real. I don't pretend to be someone else. I don't pretend to be. No, I am where I am, and going day by day with all the nonsense of this world, and progressing into this. As long as I progress, I keep progressing. I have no issues with what I do, and as long as it's not that I don't fall back into basics conditioning, but that I keep progressing towards something that is bigger than what I was the day before. Like if I, like always when I come here, to me it might seems like repeating, but to me it's not, because it's always a stretch. I have to be present and inspired, and and that's the challenge. I love. I love those things. It's and you never know who's watching. You never like I'm live on YouTube, so it's a bit for sure. If I start thinking of it, the basics conditioning will make me think of it. But if I let go of all this, also, I'm not too concerned with pleasing other people and making sure that I'm top notch to attract people. Like I have accepted myself, like I said yesterday. So just that is a big, big step forward. Accepting yourself for who you are, and not only accepting it, but really going into action with who you are. That's the one of the best feeling you're gonna feel in life is to be true to yourself. You know, you can be a. I think that one of the best feeling is really that is to keep staying true to yourself and true to the fire you have inside, and keep bringing more of that vibe each and every day, and each and every day letting go, letting go, letting go. That's very important to me. That's where my focus is: letting go of stuff that doesn't matter, letting go of conditioning, letting go of, so that I take greater action each and every day, that I find a way out of no way. It's often that. In my case, it's often that. It's often finding a way out of no way. But into your basics conditioning, you'll stay into your comfort zone. You're going to keep staying very uncomfortably numb. Uncomfortably numb, because it's not very comfortable to worry all the time about your stuff. And your power of creation is gone. Your conditioning will bring you to stress out, to worry, to be anxious about all the little stuff of life, especially money and stuff. So letting go of all that nonsense stress and living in the moment, everything will be all right. That's what I tell myself all the time. It's not because I have no concern with life, or nothing, no responsibility to meet or stuff, but I always tell myself everything's going to be all right. Like, I've been roaming here for a while, everything's been all right. So why would something go wrong? If I think something will go wrong, it will probably go wrong. But if I think positive, I'll probably create synchronicity also that will make positive things happen. And that I've done it in the past, and that's where I focus. That's where my thoughts are. That's why the power of your thoughts is very important, to keep it positive, because you'll make positive stuff happen. And that's where also you start feeling more out of life. You start having a deeper feeling with life when you feel that synchronicity that you create. That you create the synchronicity, that you create the perfect timing, perfect opportunity, perfect moment. All this, you can all create this. But it's in your power. But for this, you have to let go of your basics conditioning and start to take your life to another level. And again, that's the vibe that you have inside you to another level. And then your whole life will benefit from that. Your whole life will change eventually. For sure, the external, the internal, everything. Ascend to higher realms. Fulfillment, exact. We need a brainwash to redo the blueprint. Yeah. Many planes on many levels, seen and unseen. Know oneself through knowledge. That's it. That's probably the knowing yourself, knowing, like, also knowing, but feeling yourself also to a level where you start taking your life to another level. Like, you feel empowered, you feel in charge. That's very important. That's the ownership you take also. That's the dream you put in motion. Like, also to like I said, it's good to have big goals, big dreams, but it's important to stay alive each and every day. Like, you don't want to be alive 3 days a week and dead 4 others. You want to be alive 7 days of the strong of the week. 7 days of the strong. You want to be alive, you want to feel alive, you want to feel present, you want to feel like you're like the all those feelings, the drives that I was talking to you about, that needs to be activated. That's an everyday work. Like, you're not gonna put your car in forward if you don't activate some kind of transmission or something. Like, something's got to be activated within us. And again, it's the drive for caring, sharing, contribution, connecting. All this needs to be reactivated, or simply activated if you have never done it. Some people have never really connected with themselves or the world, so the disconnection can be very profound. But at the same time, you can reconnect pretty easily just by questioning, and letting go. And letting go, you can come back to a more natural state of being a being, not like PT was saying yesterday, is Some are just not being. They're like they have no spirit. Like I'm starting to realize a lot the state of mind, the why humanity live the way, why we live the way we live, with all the lies and deception. It's starting to make sense a lot by doing a lot of reasoning and with other people. Like PT is great. He's gonna come back next Wednesday again. I'm gonna see him again, and who I'm gonna have to at 10 o'clock this morning. I'm gonna be with Yoa. Yoa. It's gonna be a short one. I don't think he has much time. I think it's gonna be like a 20-minute thing. It's gonna be pretty short, but we're gonna go straight to the point. It's gonna be a bit different for me. I'm used to like an hour, 2 hours. Yesterday, almost 2 hours with Midas. But he's great. He's great. He's got I got something to learn from him. I know it. He's not on my path for no reason. Like people will not show up on your path like this for no reason. Be open to it. Take what's good. Every time I come here, also take what's good for you, and discard the rest. Not everything might resonate with you, but take what's good. Discard the rest. Don't worry about it. It's not about so much what I say. It's how I make people feel. It's how we feel in the moment. Like I said, it's about feeling more with life. So you want to feel good. You want to feel great. You want to feel fantastic. You want to feel like you're in charge. And once you feel like you're in charge of your life, of your thoughts and everything, then you start creating synchronicity. Like I said, you start creating those opportunities that you needed in your life that you never seen. Like you see stuff that you've never seen before. I see signs that I never saw before, that like stuff popping in my face today. I see it very clearly. Before, I was not in tune so much with that kind of frequency, so I wasn't seeing too much. It's like our eyes are wide shut. Everybody talks about signs, but no one sees them, and they're so evident. Once you start letting go and your conditioning, your basics, you start to see signs also that will guide you to take more and more action. Like it's an everyday dedication also. You got to make sure that you do your part. It's a divine thing, a divine, like, I don't feel alone. But I have to do this work. Also, I have to be able to do this work alone. Like I have to be able to. I shouldn't count always on other people to make it happen. Like there's a lot of stuff that I have come to learn and master a little bit, and then I do more and I master it more, and like Photoshop and all that stuff. Like then I do a little bit more. I'm capable to take charge of more stuff, and that's the feeling of being in charge I'm talking about. And take care of your vibe and all this. That's a great, yeah. Know oneself through knowledge, for sure. Bonjour, Suzanne. Godefroy. Red is probably watching, but Red doesn't have internet, I think, or she has to go to an internet cafe. She told me or something, but she wrote me a message the other day. Anyway, constant struggle for everyone. I think life is a series of life can be anything. Life can be anything. It depends how you approach it. It can be very depressing, can be very uplifting, it all depends what you have in there. Because life is life. Like the trees are the trees, but you can be more than a tree. That's the thing. That's the good news. That's the good news. You can be more. Each and every day you can be more. That's the good news. Each and every day we can get up, we can give thanks for life and become more than the day before, for sure. That's how I feel. I feel always stronger. I feel stronger every breath I take. So it's not a day thing, it's a breath thing. In my case, it's a breath thing. Every time I breath, I feel more alive, more present, more uplifted, more positive. Yeah, and I'm getting really to a point where also I can really identify the stuff that I have to let go into the basics conditioning. So no, it's a great feeling. It's the feeling I never had before. And it's not because I'm getting all kinds of gratification, material gratification. I'm getting the most gratification you get is in the process also of transforming. That's very gratifying for me. Like the gratification, I get it from the inside, and that's enough for me for now to carry on. Like I don't need a big whoa and the big show to the big bank account to start smiling to life. Like I don't need a bank account to start to smile. But some people wait to have a big account or have that everything goes good to start smiling to life. Like might wait all your life. You might wait all your life, so don't wait to have everything perfect and set to start smiling. Just the smile is very empowering, very positive, very positive to smile. Smile even when you're alone. I smile when I'm alone. I know my whole body feels it. My whole body, the whole cells of my body feels it, and I know it can also prevent a lot of nonsense, disease, and negativity. Disease due to negativity. There's a lot. I'm sure it starts a lot in our heads. So keeping a smile and being very positive and being bold, be bold with life. Essentially, be bold because you're not. Be bold. To me, being bold is the opposite of shrinking. It's the opposite of shrinking. So if we keep shrinking, stand tall, and take charge of your life. And life wants you to win. Expect also exceed your expectations. Very important. Have expectation, but exceed it. Dream big, but dream. Think big, but dream. No. Think big, but act bigger. That's what I wanted to say. Think big, but act bigger always, and always have big goals, and then you're sure to get to stay driven to accomplish these goals, and that will bring you your aliveness, your youth back. You don't want to feel like many people at my age might feel like really like they're getting old, or they. To me, it's like I don't have these feeling anymore. It's gone. But that's part of basic conditioning also to make you think that you're gonna get old, and you get as old as you are. It's in your head also. I think the old age, the elder part, or I don't know how to say it, but the feeling of being old, it's a lot in our heads there because you can be 80, 90, 100 and be very vibrant. I'm sure. I will be. If I get there, for sure I will be. So I'm out, and that's it. I get stuff to do, and I'll be back at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. On the Truman Show. And today, no Bite Radio. Tomorrow. Might have something else too. Yeah. I'll let you know. So, large up, family. Give thanks. Age is a state of mind. Yeah, I think so too. I think age is very related to your state of mind. It's not something it's something we refer to. You know, if you ask me my age, I'm gonna be 45, but do I feel like it? Do I? Like I was looking at people. I remember when I was young, I was looking at people at 40 years old. I was finding them old. I was telling myself when I get to 40, I'll feel old and I'll probably know everything. That's what I was telling myself. But today I realized that I never felt so good in life. I never felt so good with myself. Just knowing that I'm true to myself, that I'm true to the fire inside. Just that bring me that deep feeling of aliveness, of wanting to do more, to be more, and to consistently take action. And I think that's one of the keys to this recipe of success. It's consistency. And I told you, number one ingredient in truth and living that big truth within you is being consistent and getting in touch with that truth. Consistency is a must. So trust your gut. Never forget, say what you feel. Show more love. Spread the news. Yeah, yeah. We're alive. Spread the news. We're becoming more alive each and every day. And that's great. So that's it. Give thanks and live it up. Live it up. Never give up. But never give up. It's not a word I like because we have to give. But don't abandon the ship. Don't abandon the ship. That's it. Because the mission is ongoing and the mission is elevation. So we need all the sailors, the captains, the mechanics. Don't abandon the ship. We got to bring that ship out. And even if we have to pull it, we're going to pull the ship until it gets to the enough water that it can float and go easily. But we're going to keep pushing that ship, pulling that ship and bring it further, further, and further. Each and every day, your ship, and take ownership of your ship. So I'm out and I'll be back later on. Rise and shine. See ya.